Ready? X.
I've been in Korea now for 5 days. The first 3 days was for the ADAPT course, the level 1. And there's a great bunch of guys on that course, really passionate about parkour and really passionate about coaching. So it's been really nice to spend time with those guys, all 14, 15 of them. Get to know the way they train, what their inspirations are for coaching, where they want to go in the future. So the first 3 days we spent getting to know those guys and delivering the course. We had a great time. It was a good effort from the guys. And they've really improved as coaches over the course as well. So that was the first 3 days. And over the last 2 days we've been running the seminar, about 65 people all around Korea. It's been great fun to get to know those guys too. There's a lot of passion, a lot of dedication in the group. They really train very seriously, which is great. And we've been very happy to bring a lot of new ideas to those guys, a lot of new methods of training, and little tips here and there to improve their ability. So it's been very rewarding for us to be here and deliver that to the community. And hopefully we can come back soon and do more, because I've really enjoyed it. It's been great. And special thanks to Jiho, he's been very useful, very helpful.
So it was really nice to meet a new community, Korean tracer, here in Korea in Seoul. We can see that the Korea Parkour community is really young, a lot of young people, but also their movement is really young as well. So we can see that it's been practiced here for not so long, for a very short amount of time. But we had a lot of good energy, good spirit. People train really hard and really disciplined. So I'm sure within few years, the level is going to be really, really good. I hope we manage to help those new generation, and they can learn from us, and that can benefit their training, so they can train safe, and they can last as well, and progress safely. On the whole, it was a really, really nice trip. We enjoyed, besides training, we enjoyed the food, we enjoyed the city, we enjoyed discovering different culture.
A lot of new guys who are very young and very passionate about training. It's great to see. They've become with a lot of energy, and they bring a lot of new ideas. It's really, really great. So a lot of good stuff coming through now, which is amazing. People are progressing very fast too, so they're starting off very quickly and learning 5 things in the first day and then going from there. It's really good stuff. I just really like to see those guys try and withhold some of the values that have always been there in parkour as well. So it's not just about the big jumps, it never has been. So it's really important that that message is passed along to the new generation too. So where parkour came from was a group of guys just trying to be strong. So that was kind of there first. And right now people come into the sport and they just see a lot of people who are doing big jumps. They don't really see the training that goes on behind that, so the amount of hours those guys train for. So it's really important there's at least some guys there to pass that message on of how to be strong, how to train properly, how to work physically and get stronger for the body and for the mind, so that you're protected from the injuries basically. So parkour is quite a high impact practice. There's a lot of landings and movement and twisting. So unless you're very strong, you can get injured quite easily. So without that training, without that physical training, that side of it, people don't last very long. So I'd really like to see that being passed on more by coaches around the world. I think it's very, very important. So I think the message of parkour can be lost quite quickly from the outside. When you watch parkour, it's hard to understand what's actually going on, why that person's training. Because from a purely physical point of view, when you watch it, you see some guy doing some jumps and you don't really know what's going on. So you don't really see the hours of practice that person's put into learning those techniques. You don't see the hundreds of hours spent at ground level practicing the same techniques to make sure you're safe before you go to height. So it can look quite dangerous from the outside, and parkour is no more dangerous than any other sport. It's less dangerous than a lot of sports, statistically. So it's very important to realise that in parkour you're using just your body, so you're constantly getting feedback from your body to your brain to let you know if you're getting tired, if you're likely to get injured, if your muscles are tight. So you can control the element of risk by being sensible and knowing when to stop. There's no other equipment, so we're not using a board or a bike or anything like that that can break on us. It's very much a lot of feedback to the body about how it feels. So that's one way of keeping you safe. Other ways of keeping safe is just to always make sure you train in a holistic way. You're training many different methods. You're making sure you're physically strong, your muscles are in balance, you stretch enough to make sure you're supple enough. So there's a lot of ways that happen, there's a lot of ways of training that keep you safe in parkour. The biggest risk really in parkour is by pushing too much too soon. So it's very safe to practice parkour, very safe to begin, very gradual, as long as you're sensible and have a really safe approach. So a good way to pass that message on is just to practice sensibly in your own time in Korea. And as a community, just try and make sure you communicate the message to the other people too. Spend time writing articles, making YouTube videos with interviews, communicate with people, talk to them about parkour. When they ask questions, really spend time talking to them, explaining the discipline, not just that we do some jumps, but where it came from, the history of it. That will really help to spread the message. But it has to be a group effort, it can't be with one person.
Thank you very much, and thank you for your hard work, Blane.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Very good message.
Thank you. Cheers.
I will send the video clip. Okay.
하나, 둘, 셋, 넷.
이것만 말하면 돼.
셋, 넷.
연계되고 있는 거를 어떻게 해야, 어떻게 생각하냐, 어떻게 컨트롤해 나가야 돼.
Discovering different culture.
Okay.
오케이.